This video explains how to create an R Markdown file to write reports using R and RStudio. R Markdown is a free add-on R package, so no additional installations are needed, as it is automatically installed when you install RStudio. The only things you need are installed R and RStudio on your machine. R Markdown is a document writing program in R that can be used to write your homework assignments in R and other reports. Another way to think about R Markdown is to think about it as an authoring framework for data science. Let's watch a short introductory video on what R Markdown is.
What is R Markdown? An authoring framework for data science. You can use an R Markdown file to connect to data and run code, as well as to generate reports of your work. An R Markdown file is a simple plain text file with 3 types of content: code chunks to run, text to display, and metadata to guide the R Markdown build process. Open an R Markdown file in the RStudio IDE for a productive notebook interface. Write your code in R or use another language like Python or SQL. Call the render function to build a report from your file, or simply click the knit button in the RStudio IDE. R Markdown exports your file into a familiar format, running your code and embedding the results in your finished document. You can customize how your code and text are displayed, or you can create parameters to pass to your code to use at render time. R Markdown builds many familiar formats like HTML, PDF, and Word documents, slideshows, dashboards, HTML-based notebooks, books, websites, interactive apps, custom templates, and many more. In every case, your R Markdown file remains as a reproducible record of your work, easy to track in a version control system like Git, and easy to deploy again in the future.
Learning R Markdown demonstrates how accessible R can really be, because with R Markdown, you can use R to write reports that integrate text, web links, images, graphs, R code, statistical output, and more, without needing to learn much programming at all. It feels really empowering when you no longer have to deal with the hassle of trying to combine graphs created in one software with another software, similar to what often happens in other document writing programs. Instead, you can create everything in one document at one time. This in itself makes R extremely flexible, and what is even more important, R Markdown makes R a powerful time-saving tool. With R Markdown, empirical analysis becomes an integral part of the report by creating unique, high-quality templates for reporting results, which can be modified and reformatted in an instant, even if new data or new method have to be added to the analysis and the report. This is why you would want to learn and use R Markdown as one of the first steps in your R learning journey. And if you would like to have more in-depth knowledge about R Markdown, beyond this textbook and beyond this video series, you can always find it here. Now let's create your first R Markdown file. First, let's open RStudio and RStudio project. If you work on Macs, you can find RStudio in Applications. As you can see in the upper right corner, currently there is no open project. To open the project, you can click here and press Open Project, and it will provide you with their browsing window in which you can select folder in which the project is located. To create a new R Markdown file in RStudio, select File, New File, and R Markdown. Before prompting you to a new R document pop-up, as the one you can see on your screens, you may see a prompt to install updates to some of the required R packages, in which case, click on Install. If you are not prompted to install the updates, then you will see this window of a new R Markdown document. Next, you will be prompted to type in the space title and author. For the title, we will put Homework 1, and in the author field, you put your first and last name. After doing so, you will then select a default output format. As shown, you can choose among HTML, PDF, or Word formats. HTML format is the easiest and most recommended output version because it only needs a browser, Internet Explorer, Safari, or Google Chrome, or any other browser. But PDF and Word formats both require that additional software be installed. After you have chosen the output file format, click OK. You have just created a new R Markdown document. Once you create your document, RStudio will automatically populate an R Markdown document template for you to work with. R Markdown file has an extension RMD. When the template shows up, you should immediately save the file. You can do so by selecting File, Save, or by pressing on the Save icon, Save Current Document icon. Be sure to title the document with something that relates to the document's content, such as Homework 1 in my case. And our Markdown file has an extension RMD. It is also best that you create a file folder for a set of files that serve the same purpose. In my case, all the files associated with the project R Sigma 789 are located in the corresponding directory in the Dropbox IB Analytics course R Sigma 789 folder. If you're not sure how to create an RStudio project, please watch a video in this series and YouTube channel titled How to Set Up an RStudio Project. In general, first, you would want to open an RStudio project in which you would like to work, and it will prompt you to open an RStudio project's main folder once you click on Save Markdown File. When saved, the file name at the top of the page will turn from red to black. It is important to note that R Markdown does not automatically save your work. So every now and then, you should save your work just to be safe. Let's now describe what an R Markdown document is. Every R Markdown document contains something known as Markdown formatting code. This code deals with the section headings, italics, boldings, and other document formatting features. The first part of formatting code that you see will be YAML header. In simple terms, the YAML header contains the title, author, date, and the output format. In the document template, the top section is enclosed by two symbols that look like this. Between these two symbols is the meta or YAML header section is located. The content in this YAML header tells you and future readers what the document is about, who created it, when they created it, and what the output format will be. So it's very important. Other than filling this out, you won't need to mess with this code. The other Markdown code will be inserted by you as you write your document to bold words, create bullet points, and more. We can worry about this later. The rest of the R Markdown document is the text that you write and the programming code that you insert to create graphs and statistical output. Once you are happy with your document, you will neat it, a fancy way of saying pressing the Neat button in RStudio to print a formatted document on your screen. And this Neat button has also this Neat icon. So once you press on it, This effect is similar to what happens when you click on a link to download something. This need function is really important in R Markdown. The need function compiles the RMD file and produces a formatted document in the pre-chosen output. In our case, it's HTML output. And we are going to use HTML output format in this example. To need your document, you can either select File, Need Document, or as we did before, click on Need icon on the taskbar. Both of these actions will prompt the program to compile your RMD file into an HTML document, and a new window will open up with a compiled HTML document. While you don't have to do this, it is best that you knit your document together every once in a while. This way, you can make sure that the completed report or assignment looks clean and correct, and that all the graphs and paragraphs look just how you want them to look and are where you want them to be. As noted earlier, if you have appropriate software installed, you can also choose to knit your document as a PDF or Microsoft Word file. This is useful if you have a professor who prefers to see the report in a certain format. In this case, you can choose here other than HTML format, for example, knit to Word. And here you can see that your homework 1 in Word is created. Once you open it, you can access the homework 1 compiled in a Word format. So in this video, you have learned what are the advantages of writing your report in R Markdown and how to create an R Markdown file.